everyone, it's Paulie here from Diving with ALS. We're still in lockdown at home, so I thought I'd walk out into the bush. So I've grabbed some bottles off my shelf, packed them into my backpack, and I thought I'd take them down to this special spot to show you. This is one of our local bushrangers' cave. His name was Edward Davis, born in 1816, he died in 1841, convict turned bushranger. So in the summer of 1839, he formed the bushranger gang of escaped convicts which roamed the Hunter Valley. Okay, so let's go and have a look. So first we've got to walk down through this this maze of rocks. Come over here, we'll have a look, we'll go and check it out, get inside of it. Just got to look out for the black panther that lives on Mount Sugarloaf. It's probably his cave. So we're just in the entrance to the Dubois Hideout, and one of the spectacular things about this cave is it's got limestone formations in it, some stalagmites, or stalactites, columns I think they're called, formed over 1 million years. So now we're going to go and check out his actual hideout over this way. Come on, let's have a look. Watch your head. So it gets a bit low in the roof in here, and we have to crouch down a bit, and we'll scooch on up there and see what's going on. Come with. So here's the stalagmites. Love this. Look at that. Look at those guys. Hey? A beautiful big column in front of me. But it's broken off at the bottom here. You've got all these beautiful stashy little holes in here. Put all these boot in. There's the famous, the three columns. How cool. So we're up the back of the Dubois cave. They gained a bit of a reputation as a Robin Hood gang, where they robbed from the wealthy and gave some of their plunder to the assigned servants at the houses they robbed. They also had a flamboyant air about them, where they strapped pink ribbons to their horses, and this was to install a fear for the people who they were robbing. They were gentlemen. So this is one of the caves, but how cool are the stalagmites that are just here? So I've grabbed some of my favourite bottles off my shelf, torpedo style, and we'll go and have a look at these. But in the meantime, I'll just have a quick wander around the cave. So John Davis, the leader of the gang, ordered the rest of the members that there was to be absolutely no violence unless they were at risk of being captured. So unfortunately, in Scone in 1840, one of the members shot a storekeeper whilst they were robbing him. They all jumped on their horses and hightailed it out of there, but they didn't know that the local sheriffs were following them. So it led out to a bit of a gunfight, where John Davis was wounded in the shoulder and captured, along with the rest of his gang members. Now, he was tried in Sydney and ended up being hanged in 1841. But that's enough of that. Let's go and check out these torpedoes. So I have a AF Moore Newcastle small 5-ounce torpedo. It's in pretty good condition. The only thing wrong with it seems to be missing a line on the front of it. As you remember the ginger beers and the cod bottles from the other show. This is a real early one, about 1870. This next one I'm going to show you, I dug in a house that I had in Maitland. It was at the very bottom of a 3 metre deep ash pit with clay sides. It came out in most spectacular condition. It is, the company is called Newling and Walker. They are based in Parramatta, and their trademark was just an N and a W. This small bottle still has evidence of the wire that ran around the blob that held the cork inside of it. That's got nice colour on it too. So a slightly larger torpedo. This one was found at the same house at Maitland. Still has the original cork inside of it. And it was from W.G. Henfrey. Double aerated soda water from Sydney. It's an unusual shaped bottle because it's got a bit of a divot here in the glass where it was made. Now these bottles were different because they were designed with the pointy bottom so that the cork stayed down in the front, in the top of the neck up here, and the liquid inside kept the cork moist, thus preventing it from drying out and the gas escaping. It's bound around this blob top here with a piece of wire that kept everything in place. So one of the cutest ones I have, probably seems pointless to drink, is this small 5-ounce one from McIntyre and Lincoln & Co. Gerald Deary, Hay and Narandra. Now have a close look at the trademark on that. It's a bloke on a horse with a whip. That's pretty special. I don't think it hold much. You'll probably quench your thirst and then throw it away. So I was diving at Nelson Bay and I put my hand down on this in the sand. It's a slightly larger torpedo bottle from Human Pegram's property, Sydney, New South Wales. Now they won some awards for their soda water at their Calcutta exhibit. That was their trademark here. A bit of a H and a P going on. And buying and selling this bottle is illegal. Look through my bottle book, and this one's in the A list as a pretty rare bottle. That's a nice one. Okay, it says on it, bottle 2 be returned. Henfrey & Co, Sydney. Hasn't got no spectacular trademark on it, but the colour says it all. It feels a little bit egg-shaped in the hand, but that's pretty blingy. Look at that. Now I hear most of you saying, but how do you display these, Paulie? Well, I fashion up these stands out of some fencing wire. I've got one here, I'll show you. Just a bit of a twist in the bottom and at the top, and then we slip them into it like that. Voila, that's beautiful. So here's the lineup, guys. Nice blue torpedo, large sized Human Pegram, the 2 Henfrey torps up the back, the Newling and Walker, the Moores Newcastle, and the McIntyre and Lincoln with his horsey trademark. Hope you enjoyed the Bushrangers cave. Let's pop over the valley and check something else out. So I move on to our next spot. It's pretty spooky. The disused railway tunnel. We'll get up here, we'll have a look inside of it, a bit of a chat to yous, and we'll get down to business. So I've wandered out into this abandoned train line which runs from the river at Hexham up to Palomane in Curry. This is one of the 3 tunnels on the line. Come on in here and check this out. So as we're going through this old tunnel, I'll tell you a bit about it. It's 26 kilometres long, 3 tunnels. This one passes under the Sugarloaf Range. They were all built about the 19th century, and the coal trains used to run through here from Richmond Vale up near Curry, collecting all the coal on the way through to Stockerington, Minmai, and then out there, Hexton, there was a few coal mines out that way. The line stopped in about the 1950s when there was a slump in the coal industry, and hence no longer. So I'm standing inside one of the little alcoves that the workers would have jumped into as the steam train would have come along through the tunnel. They would have been doing their thing, and then, hey, the train's coming, boys. They would have piled into here. This is really cool. They've been around here since the 1900s. And it was one of the last industrial coal mining operations in the area that ran the last final steam train. So I'll wander back out and I'll show you another 6 bottles I pulled out of the collection. They're called a stick bottle. Really unusual shape. A lot of eyeball appeal on them, nice and early. Let's go. So I've grabbed some stick bottles off my shelf, and the first one I'm going to show you is this PG Dixon. Painted aerated waters from Melbourne. There he is there. PG Dixon, painted aerated waters, Melbourne. Dixon was famous and renowned for having lines on his bottles. This one hasn't got one, it has a blank space in the back, probably where the paper label would have stood. Now the next one I'm going to show you is one of my favourite Moores. Early stick bottle, also known as the Hogben Patent, or the Barrett Patent. This guy's from Newcastle and Maitland. Now they call it a stick bottle because this is the stick that when he signed of it, and it sat down the bottom, and as it was filled up it rose and sealed against the top there. This is an Indian rubber washer, so it sat there, and the idea was to push the stick down in the bottle, release the gas. This would then sink to the bottom and then you could drink the contents. That's a pretty smart idea for the day, that was. Sticking with Moores from Newcastle, he put out a lot of different trademarks on his bottle. This is a different one, and it has a circle going around the line. The line's on this chain down the bottom. There's Moores across the top, and he's from Newcastle. You can clearly see the stick in the bottom. I'll show you how it was supposed to work. It snuck up to the top like that, and that's where it's sealed. The washer, the rubber washer's a bit brittle at the moment, so we won't pull too hard on it, but you just pop the back in like that. That would have been a pleasure to drink out of back in the day. Not a lot of companies use the old stick bottle when they were big. They didn't hang around that long. This one's a GE Redmond from Newcastle with his iconic ice cream / dagger trademark. This one was found locally around the corner from where we're sitting now. It's in spectacular condition, looks great. It's not a stick bottle though. The square collar up here tells me that it was called a Horner patent, and what I have here is the remains of the patent cap that used to sit on the top up here, and then it held a glass bead inside the bottle. The glass bead would push through to the top here, and same principle, seal on the neck, and then you popped it out. One of the most sought after bottles in the local area is produced by JT Atkinson of Wallsend. A lot of his bottles have birds on them. This is the most common one with the bird on it. I think it's a dove holding a bit of an olive branch. Who wouldn't want that in their collection? You can clearly see the stick in the back, and this one, the glass is in great condition. As I said, these are dated around 1870 to 1880. A rare one. One that I've been chasing for ages, and I found parts of it, and I finally got it the other day. Same company from Wallsend, JT Atkinson, different trademark. Has a bird in the circle with his olive branch. Trademark, JT Atkinson, and here's the special part. Wallsend and Minmai. Local mining town, had over 30 pubs, also had a cordial factory that's lasted 3 years in there before he went back to Devon Street in Wallsend. Been chasing one of these my whole collecting career, and I finally got it the other day. Check out how I cleaned it up. So here's the stick bottle I found in the creek yesterday. JT Atkinson from Wallsend and Minmai. How cool is that? Minmai. We're just about to empty the stink out from 100 years ago. Oh, here it goes. Oh, yuck. Oh. Well, that came out a bit quicker than I expected. Still got the stick in it. Yep. So here's the lineup. On the front we've got the G. Redmond Newcastle stick, followed by the Moores Maitland stick. Have a go at the top on that. The neck seems not to be existent. Next to that we've got the Moores from Newcastle and Maitland. The rare as JT Atkinson, Wallsend and Minmai. And then the JT Atkinson just from Wallsend. And then we have the ring-in PJ Dixon from Melbourne. Gotta love those stick bottles. So I hope you enjoyed today's adventure, walking around in the bush, checking out these historic sites near my place. Stay safe, and we're flattening that curve. We'll be back to work shortly.